January 15th, the British Museum opened in 1759. The University of Notre Dame got its charter in 1844. The first Super Bowl was played in 1967, and CNN Student News launched its 9th show of 2015. Our first story today concerns France. Following last week's terrorist attacks in the capital, 10,000 troops have been deployed across the country, plus thousands of police. France is at its highest level of terrorism alert. Al-Qaeda in the Arabian Peninsula, a Middle Eastern terrorist group, says it's responsible for last week's attacks on the headquarters of the Charlie Hebdo satire magazine. 12 people were murdered there. The 2 gunmen were later killed by police. Surviving staff members of Charlie Hebdo released a new magazine on Wednesday. It showed a cartoon of the Prophet Muhammad, something many Muslims find offensive, and the cover reads, "All is forgiven." Despite the controversy, millions of the magazines are being sold. Its usual run is 60,000 copies. 268 miles over our heads, there was an emergency yesterday. U.S. astronauts aboard the International Space Station were told there was an ammonia leak in the cooling system. That's bad. Exposure to high amounts of ammonia can cause lung damage, blindness, or death. The crew put on masks like they're trained to do, and they evacuated to the Russian part of the station. The American segment was sealed off. Fortunately, though, just a false alarm, no ammonia, no one hurt. The problem was with the computer system, not the cooling system. After bringing the American part of the station online, the astronauts returned to their work. If there's ever an actual ammonia leak, there's room to move around in the ISS. It's about the size of a football field. Students in today's roll call schools are all bundled up, but it's hard to believe that the city with the warmest forecast is in Alaska. The high in Seward today is a balmy 39 degrees. It's where the Seahawks are soaring at Seward High School. In the township of Brick, New Jersey, forecasted high is 36 degrees for the Cougars. We found them at Veterans Memorial Middle School. And the coldest spot on our roll is in Howard Lake, Minnesota. High of 33 degrees, which could be and has been much colder. Good to see the Lakers of Howard Lake Waverly Winstead Public Schools. Skipping class isn't just a problem at the high school level. A small but growing number of universities are cracking down on it. The Wall Street Journal reports that at Villanova University in Pennsylvania, ID cards help keep track on when students are in class. At Harvard, some classes were secretly filmed, the head count indicating how many were skipping. Ohio State said if students skip to go to their team's national championship game on Monday, it'd be up to the professors to decide whether to keep them in the class. Why are colleges concerned if higher education is voluntary and students are paying tuition anyway? Well, for one thing, more than 40% of students at four-year universities don't graduate, even in 6 years. That doesn't look good for colleges and can affect their rankings. Also, parents don't want to be paying for classes their kids aren't attending.
Time for the shout out. How many vertebrae are in your neck? If you think you know it, stick your neck out. Is it 4, 7, 12, or 33? You've got 3 seconds. Go. 7 of the 33 vertebrae bones of the spinal column are located in your neck. That's your answer, and that's your shout out.
Chances are you'll have a problem with your neck at some point in your life. Sports injuries, painting the ceiling, even sleeping if your neck's in a weird position or if the pillow is too high or too flat. These can all give you pain or kinks, headaches, or stiffness in your upper back or arms. But just looking at a mobile device, is there really such a thing as text neck?
I want you to think about your body position for a second. As you're watching, just think about how you're sitting. You may be sort of leaned over a table, maybe slumped back in a chair. If you're looking at this on a mobile device, for example, you're probably something like this. Your arms are bent by your side, you're a little hunched over, your neck even has more of a bend in it, and you may wonder, what is this doing to your body? Like it or not, this is probably causing some pain. Think about it, maybe in your shoulders, in between your shoulder blades. Some doctors have even given this whole thing a name. It's called text neck. When the head is sort of in the neutral position, that means your ears are sort of lined up over your shoulder. The average human head weighs about 10 pounds, more for some people, less for others. But think about as you start to move your head. a few degrees forward, a few inches forward, you start to put more force and torque right here on the back of the neck. That's probably what's causing some of those problems. Reading a mobile device like this, and it's particularly problematic. Over time, you can start to flatten out the natural curve of your neck. That can lead to pressure on discs, pressure on nerves, and a lot of that pain that people are now calling text neck. It may not just be your neck that suffers as well. Just think about this. Just try this with me. As you're sort of slumped over, try and take a deep breath in. Now sit up straight. Get good posture. Take a deep breath in. You can find that the respiratory capacity, your ability to actually take in air, can decrease as much as 30% just based on your body position. Also, people complain about gastrointestinal problems, pressure on the stomach and the intestines, which could increase as a result of that slumped position. Again, just sort of opening things up could help with that as well. One of the concerns, if you're not getting the same amount of air into your lungs, is that there's many organs around the body that aren't going to get the same amount of oxygen either. It starts to decrease the amount of flow to all these various parts around your body. Probably the most important message is an easy one. Just be aware of your body. Do simple things like keeping your feet flat on the floor. Try and keep your head in a neutral position. Again, that means your ears over your shoulders. Also, if you're on your cell phone a lot, you're probably doing a lot of this. So simply getting a headset, for example, when you're on your phone as much as possible, will help you keep that neck in a neutral position. There's even this app for Android. It's called a text neck indicator. And it sort of gives you an indication, a green light, when you're in a more optimal viewing position, and you'd probably guess a red light when you're causing a little too much pressure on the neck. Hey look, there's another solution here as well. Every 20 minutes or so, put the device away. Sit up straight, roll those shoulders back, get rid of any of the aches and pains in your neck, and get up and just go for a walk.
Want to be on roll call? Of course you do. There's only one place we look, each day's transcript page at cnnstudentnews.com. Click on the graphic that says roll call and tell us your school, city, state, and mascot. You've got to be at least 13 years old, and spamming will not help you. We get thousands of requests, but announce only 3 schools a day, so please be patient. I know you're far too captivated to be doodling during our show. New research suggests it's actually not a bad thing. Doodling can help you stay focused, remember what you're hearing, come up with creative ideas. Until now, though, it's been two-dimensional, flat lines on a flat page. But there's a new dimension of doodling that's drawing a lot of people in.
The 3Doodler is the world's first 3D printing pen. It literally allows you to draw in the air. It kind of got invented by accident when our 3D printer made a mistake that missed a layer in its print process. And my partner turned to me and said, "That's really annoying. I wish you could just take the nozzle off of the 3D printer and fill in that missing space." And we both kind of smacked our heads and said, "Oh my God, you can do that." We launched on Kickstarter in February 2012. We were trying to raise $30,000. We ended up raising $2.3 million. We never envisioned the applications that have come to life. People have done things like make dresses, they've made shirts. After we launched the Kickstarter, we were contacted by the visually impaired community. They wanted to use the 3Doodler for writing Braille. We told them that we didn't think it was possible and that they were probably not going to like the results. They immediately picked up the pen and showed us that we were wrong. Not only are they using it for writing Braille, they're using it for raised line graphing, so for math classes, and they're using it to write standard letters, since they can feel the letters on the paper.
Really cool to see what people can draw up or draw upon. You can see why it's a draw. Dependably drew a lot of interest, but you need about $100 of paper, plenty of plastic, and a store of skill to draw the doodle worthy of dimension. I'm Carl Azu. CNN Student News is back Friday, which is awesome.